Hello everyone. How are you today? I hope everyone is good heart. Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Dian Santiasih. My student number is 231301160. I'm from class 6D. Okay, today I would like to present a mathematics topic entitled Vector and Vector Operation. In this presentation, I will like I will explain what vectors are, the different types of vector, basic vector operation, and their application in everyday life. So let's begin. Okay, before we start, let's look at today's learning objective. After this presentation, students are expected to explain the definition of vector, identify the different types of vector, apply basic vector operation to solve mathematical problems. This objective will help us understand the fundamental concept of vector and how they are used in mathematics in science. Okay, first let's discuss the definition of a vector. A vector is a quantity that has both magnitude and direction. Magnitude means the size or length of the vector, while direction shows where the vector is pointing. Vectors are usually represented by arrow. The length of an arrow represents the magnitude and the arrowhead indicates the direction. In mathematics, vectors are commonly written using bold letters or letters with an arrow above them. Okay, next, there are three important types of vector. The first is negative of opportunity vector. It has the same magnitude as another vector but point in the opposite direction. The second is zero vector. A zero vector has zero magnitude and specific direction. Finally, we have equivalent vector. Two vectors are equivalent if they have the same magnitude and the same direction, even if they are located in different positions. Now let's discuss vectors in the coordinate system. A vectors can be expressed using its component, usually written as x and y coordinates. The vectors can be written a column vector or row vector. We could also calculate the length or magnitude of a vector using the distance formula. This allows us to describe vectors numerically and perform mathematical operation more easy. The first operation is vector addition. There are two common methods. The first is the geometric method, where we place the tile of one vector in the head of another vector. The second is component method, where we simple simply and add the corresponding x component and y components. Both methods produce the same resulting vector. The next operation is vector subtraction. Vector subtraction can be written as a minus b equal a plus negative b. This means we receive the direction of the second vector, then perform vector addition, like addition, subtraction, can also be done geometrically and by editing the vector component. Another important operation is scalar multiplication. A scalar is simple real number. When we multiply a vector by a scalar, the magnitude of the vector changes. If the scalar is greater than 1, the vector becomes longer. If is if it is between 0 and 1, the vector becomes shorter. If the scalar is negative, the vector changes both its magnitude and this direction. Now let's look at some example problem. In this question, we are asked to determine the result the several vector operation. To solve them, we apply the formula of addition, subtraction, and scalar multiplication. This example helps us understand how vector operations are performed step by step. Okay, vectors are not only used in mathematics but also in real life. In this example, a ship moves at 60 kilometers per hour. At the same time, an ocean current moves north at 30 kilometers hours. The question is, what is the ship's total velocity? Since both movement are vector, we can combine them using vector addition. Okay, to solve this problem, we represent the ship moment and the ocean current as vector. Then we add the two vectors together. Next, let's calculate the magnitude of the resulting vector using the Pythagorean theorem. The results show that the ship's total speed is approximately 67,08 km per hour. This example demonstrated how vector help solve real world problem involving direction and magnitude. Okay, to conclude today's presentation, we have learned that a vector is a quantity with both magnitude and direction. We also discuss different types of vector operation, and their application in solving practical problems. Understanding vector is important because they are widely used in mathematics, physics, in engineering, and navigation. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question, I would be happy to answer them. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you.